Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Tasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. I am a love coach specifically for women who want to heal and reconcile after infidelity. Yes, you have been cheated on, but this is still somebody that you love. This is still somebody that your heart kind of tugs at you to stick around, to see if maybe you can forgive, to see if maybe you can work things out. And I am here to help you do that, to show you the exact path to healing and reconciling after this infidelity. All right. So I'm glad you're with me. Hey there, Kelly Roy. I see you over there on Instagram. Glad you're here with me. Let me make sure I can see everything on Facebook too. Oh, come on in. We have lots and lots to talk about. First things first, if you have not yet gotten my guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity, first of all, if you're on Instagram, go ahead and put in PATH, PATH. I have got the healing path for you. It will send you the link to that. And if you're in my Facebook group, go to the top of the group. It is right there in the pinned post. You can get your copy right there. And when you do get my How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity guide, that is the whole entire dreams formula, the formula that I came up with to be able to heal and reconcile. I put that into this guide, but I also put it into weekly emails for you. So after you send off the link and you go ahead and get that, every week you're going to get another lesson about the steps to the dreams formula. So if you are having trouble, you will have some guidance. All right. All righty, y'all. Fantastic. Come on in here. Let's talk. All right. So the major thing that you need to know, if you are wanting to stay and work it out, you have to make that decision for yourself. Nobody else can make that decision for you. And even if you are not sure if that's the decision you want to make, doing the actions of healing will start to clear it up for you. You will be sure if you want to stay or if you want to go, because you'll be back in your right mind again. You will be at the place where you are not constantly in that anxious state, feeling like you are stressed out and angry and hurt all the time, so you can think a little bit clearly and you can figure out if this is exactly the relationship that you want to be in. But the healing has to come before you can really get that firm ground under your feet, for you to understand that, okay, I do really want to stay. You got to clear up some of the pain first, clear up some of the trauma. And that is what we are dealing with here. This was a trauma that happened to you. And when you are traumatized, it is not just, oh, my heart, oh, my brain. It is your entire physical being. Okay, so when I'm talking to you, I want you to keep in mind that this is something that affected not only your mind and your heart, but your body as well. And if we start to address it inside of our bodies, we're going to start to feel better, and we're going to start to feel better a lot faster. Okay, so the first thing, addressing it in your body, is to do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? I need you to jump on that. If you have not been doing your deep breathing, I need you to get on that immediately. I need you to say to yourself every day, I am committed to just breathing, taking a little bit of self-care time and taking my time, slowly inhaling and exhaling, just getting good fresh oxygen into my lungs, releasing that excess carbon dioxide that comes with so much anxiety, and settling my body and my brain down after this trauma. It is self-care. Just do it for that. All right. Just do it for the simple fact that it is self-care, and it will make you feel better. All right. We do 4-7-8 breathing now. It does not matter what kind of breathing you do. You can do all sorts. You can do a different one every time you do this. But I need you to be doing it at least 5 times a day. Okay. We need to be working on that, making that a consistent thing, so that all day long you are consistently telling your body and your brain, hey, I am okay. I am safe. I do not need you to be all upset. I do not need you to be angry right now. I don't need you to be freaking out looking for things wrong. I'm okay. And then you work it down to a level where you can deal with it on a day-to-day basis. So then you're not always exploding, not always going off on him, not always talking about the infidelity over and over and over again and re-traumatizing yourself. So 5 times a day, commit to that. If nothing more, just commit to doing that 5 times a day. It's going to change how you think because you are not doing the breathing of, oh, I'm panicking, which is short sips of breath and you're barely exhaling. Instead of doing that, you are fully inhaling, fully exhaling, telling your brain that you are not in that state. You're fine. Everything is okay. You do not need to freak out right now. If you consistently tell your body and your brain that that is where you are, that is where you shall be. Okay? So we've got to be sending that message consistently. It doesn't matter what kind of breathing you do as long as you do it. All right? So we do 4-7-8 breathe in. What we do is we blow out, try and deflate your lungs, get it all out. Then we're going to inhale for a count of 4. We're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. And then we're going to blow out like we're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. Okay? Now, when we do this together, we're going to do it 3 times in a row. But if you need me to do it for you 5 times in a row, go on over to my YouTube channel. It says start here and breathe. It's one of the first videos I ever did. About halfway through, I walk you through it 5 times. You can just keep repeating it over and over and over again until you get it down. Okay? All right. So we're going to do our deep breathing together. Come on, join me. Do your deep breathing. First things first, I want you to blow out. Make the noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. Tell me, how does it feel when you're doing your deep breathing? Do you feel refreshed? Do you feel sleepy? What happens inside your body, inside your brain when you are doing that? Put it in the comments. Note that. Start journaling about that, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. But start journaling about it. How does your body feel when you actually do the deep breathing? When you just blow it all out and let it all go? How does that feel inside your body? You should be able to tell when you are starting to get a little bit worked up, when the anxiety is creeping in, when the trigger has started to hit. You should be able to tell that by how your body feels. And if you are so chaotic in this moment, where your body and your brain are just screaming at all times, you don't know when the trigger is coming. You don't know what is about to happen to you. So if you can settle down inside your body, then you will notice when it spikes on you. And then you can do something about that in the moment. But if you're always up in the air, like, what can you do besides just try and come down? So that is the first thing we're doing your deep breathing. The second thing, like I mentioned, is doing your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? I need you to sit down and do your journaling, doggone it. If you have not been doing your journaling, you are doing yourself a disservice. It is important for you to journal. I spoke to a client today, and she said something to me, and I said, do you understand that you have said that thing to me on 3 separate occasions? And she was like, no, what are you talking about? I said, you have said the exact same thing, the exact same fear, the exact same thing that you were wrestling with. You don't remember anything that I told you about it. And this is about your 3rd time mentioning it. She said, I don't remember us talking about that at all. And that is the problem with talking after you've been traumatized. When you start talking instead of writing things down, you'll forget that you talked about it already. You'll forget that you had a solution. You need to write the things down. If it's something that is important and it keeps repeating itself in your brain, write it down in your journal. Come back to it. Go back over the week and go back to it again and remember what it was and integrate that information. When you are traumatized, your brain doesn't work the way that it normally does, and you do not create long-term memories anymore. All right. There's some short-term stuff that's sparking around in there, but you don't create a full complete memory of what is going on right now. You remember the pain, the trauma, the severity of it, but you can't remember the details. So if you start writing it in your journal, you will have it. You'll be able to go back to it. You'll be able to understand the patterns that emerge when you are constantly writing about your feeling. And then you're like, oh, I mentioned it there, and I mentioned it this week, and I mentioned it again this week. And hey, it is a specific time. It is 9:16 p.m. Eastern time. And every time on a Thursday, I'm feeling this particular thing. This has come up many times. What can I do about that trigger? You'll know the trigger is there. You'll know when it's going to hit. All you got to do is think of a plan. All you got to do is think of something to do instead of what the trigger wants you to do, and you'll be well on your way to healing. Okay? So, doing your journaling, we need you to do your date, your time, your level of anxiety. Date and time is so you can find those patterns. Again, you're not going to see it right off, but as you are writing in it and you're writing in it consistently, at least like twice a day, first thing in the morning, about 5 minutes, right before you go to bed, about 5 minutes. If you do this consistently, you will start to pick up on patterns. You will see the days that you are like, okay, I had to write something extra. I didn't just write about the morning and the night. I had to write something in the evening time. And that is the thing that keeps happening. And it keeps happening at this particular day. Oh my goodness, that's a trigger. Something there is happening that is affecting me. I can do something about. You can't figure out that you can do something about it until you can see it. And using your journal is a way for you to see it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to you. I want you to have all the tools that you can possibly have to make this easier on you. And your journal, a simple tool, a pen and paper is a very simple tool that is going to help you a tremendous amount dealing with this trauma. All right, so level of anxiety. Level of anxiety is 0 to 10. We need to put a fence around these feelings. We need to understand how big these feelings can get. So 0 is nothing is wrong. Everything is beautiful. All is right with the world. You're doing great, then write that shit down. Okay? You want to remember those days. You want to remember the days where the feelings have lifted. You're feeling good. You are feeling optimistic. Write that down. You need that. You will need that later. Okay? Now, days that you are a 10 is a loss of control. A 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. And you could do it. That you would actually do it. You would go about losing control of yourself. If you were at a 10, you're not sitting down writing in your journal, right? If you're at a 10, you are probably screaming, you're probably throwing something, you might be having the police called on you. So you're going to have to wait until you can get maybe about a 9. If you can realize that you're at a 10, right? If you're like, oh, this is a 10, I am out of control of myself. And you can do your deep breathing and you can calm down a little bit and you can get to a 9, then you can write it down. Then you can go ahead and put it in your journal and be like, I was just a 10 like 5 minutes ago. I brought myself down to a 9 to be able to write this. I'm still pissed. Here's why. But then you'll be able to get it out of you instead of losing your mind and possibly getting the police called on you and your husband. Okay? So I want you to be consistently doing your journaling. Trust me, it's helpful. I didn't bring mine in here today, but I use my journal every day. I put something in it. I remind myself of things. I put moods. I try and, track my cycle. All sorts of stuff is in that journal. Okay. So if you are struggling with your mood right now, writing it down and then reviewing is going to give you a place to start to deal with those feelings. Okay? Make sense? Hope so. All right. The third thing that I'm always going to tell you every time we get together is I need you to develop an attitude of gratitude. I get that this is a horrible thing to have happen. You can't imagine how you could feel good again. But the thing is, that is what trauma does. That is what we're fighting against. Your brain on trauma says everything is awful all the time. Okay. If you can start to use gratitude, no matter what, the thing that you're grateful for is true. All right. Your brain on the trauma can't say, no, it's not true. You can't say, no, you're not grateful for having a roof over your head. It's crazy. It sounds crazy. It will jolt you out of the moment when your brain is like, no, you can't be happy you have a home. Wait a minute. Hold on, brain. You tripping. Hold on. I heard that. That was weird. Of course, I'm grateful that I have a home. What are you talking about? You can recognize when your brain is shouting at you a whole bunch of lies about everything being horrible in your life. You will recognize it if you consistently work on your gratitude. And it could be every day, just one thing, two things. Write it down in your journal. Go to the back page and just start on the back page and just say for every day, try and put in at least one to two things that you're like, you know what, I'm grateful for that today. I'm grateful for that's in my life this week. I am grateful that my husband is a person on this planet. I'm grateful that I found him. I am grateful that I went through all of the things that I went through to be able to tell you how to heal. I am grateful for so much. And the more you focus on that gratitude, the bigger it grows. The more you'll think of, the more your brain will be like, oh, yeah, but what about this thing? This was a good thing too, right? It'll start to hand you good things to think about. And that's what you need right now, right? When you are troubled, when you are stressed out, when you are anxious, when you are hurting, you need to think about some positive things instead of all the negative, right? And I know it's real easy because it's easy to find the negative, right? Every group, all of these other women are like, oh, once a cheater, always a cheater. He's just going to hurt you again. You're being a doormat if you stay. All of that negativity is all negativity that you've heard from your own brain. So it seems like it's real, but it's just other people's fears feeding your fears. It's their fears talking to your fears, and it amplifies. It's like it gets louder and louder in your head, but it's still not real. You are in a situation that is not the best. However, it does not mean your life is just terrible. It has crumbled. You don't have anything. You got to find that balance between those two, because the trauma will tell you, oh, everything is awful all the time. You have a horrible life. You have terrible luck with men. You never have a good relationship. It will keep telling you that stuff until it makes that so. Your trauma wants you to be alone. It does not want you to link back up with this person and get back together. That's why it's so hard to do. Your trauma is like, no, scary. Get away from him. Ew, gross. Get away from him. It will tell you those things. To be scared, to be angry, to be grossed out. It will tell you those things to say that this person is not the person you actually love. This person is somebody who's scary. This person is somebody who makes you angry. This person is somebody who you think is gross. You don't even want them to touch you. That is what your trauma is saying to you inside your head. And the more you listen to it, the further and further you'll be from them. But worse still is, okay, yeah, you won't be with them anymore. Okay, fine. If they weren't worth it, they weren't the person that you really loved and you really want to be with. But that change in your brain does not stop just because you left them. It doesn't stop. It doesn't just be like, oh, okay, yeah, she's alone now. It keeps on going because you've proven that, yes, this was a scary thing. And yes, I should have been away. And so now anybody else that tries to come into your life, you're going to give them the help. You are going to give them all sorts of trouble trying to be close to you because you are going to be treating them like a perpetrator because you have reinforced that in your brain. Instead of healing it, you just kind of turned your back on it. The reaction didn't go away. So the next person will not be a person that you feel safe with. And the next person after that will not be a person you feel safe with. Your safety comes from inside you. If you think that you're going to leave this person behind and, oh, I'll feel safe and sound and I'll feel like I'm all healed up if I just leave them and if I just put this behind me, your brain is lying to you. Okay, it is lying. It is lying. Stop listening to that shit. It will get you in trouble. Okay, I promise you, it leads you down the wrong path. Because what has happened is you've woken up and you're alone in the woods, right? It's dark, it's scary, it's cold, but you're still not that far away from home. When you start listening to the fear and the pain and the stress and the anger and start doing what they say, you start following them deeper and deeper into the woods. It gets darker, it gets colder, you get further away from home. You've got to recognize that you're being led on the wrong path by your body and your brain right now. I know we are supposed to trust our bodies and we're on our brains, but when they are working on a trauma, that's what they're doing. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, but it will leave you alone. It will leave you lost in the woods if you continue to let it do that. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense to you because it's a really important point. Okay, if you keep on doing what the fear tells you to do, it will lead you deeper and deeper into the woods. You will lose the path completely. It'll be scary stuff in the woods. Feel like the trees are getting closer because you have wandered off the healing path and you wandered deeper and deeper into hurt territory. Okay, so we've got to start that process right now. Don't listen to what the fear and the pain are telling you to do. They are leading you to being alone in the woods. That is what they are doing. If you don't listen to that, you can find your way out and home a lot faster. And I'm over here pointing at the path, okay? I am here with you in the woods. I'm like, here, look, here's the path. If you turn around and don't do anything that I'm telling you to do and you miss the path, then you're going to be stuck here. And I don't want you stuck. I want you to feel better. And I want you to feel better starting now, not waiting. We're not going to wait a year. We're not going to let time heal this wound. That's insanity anyway. Time doesn't heal wounds. Wound care heals wounds. Okay. I was a nurse for over 20 years. I am a firm believer in some wound care. Okay. Used to love to do that. And that is something that you have to understand, that everybody's like, oh, time heals all wounds. That's not true. That is not the way wounds heal. You have to tend to a wound. You have to wash a wound. You have to make sure to keep your grubby little fingers out of a wound. You have to keep it covered for a while, but sometimes you have to let it breathe. You have to feel it. You have to understand what's going on inside of it, but you can't let your whole life be centered around it. All right. That is how we heal a wound, is slowly taking care of the wound, not just leaving it open for time to heal and deal with. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me tell you this. I had a patient one time who had his leg amputated, and he went home and he was expecting time to heal that wound, and he ended up with maggots in the wound. Okay. I'm telling you, time does not heal the wounds. You got to take care of the wound. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know if I sound crazy. Yay, I've been told. All right. Women get mad at me every day. Okay. Women get mad at me every day for some of the stuff that I tell them. But you're getting mad because the trauma doesn't like to be challenged. It's like, no, this is scary. You should not be around this person. And why are you listening to this person telling you it's okay to be around them? Why are you listening to this person telling you to heal and open yourself up to them again? That's insanity. Don't do that. All right. Your brain is screaming that at you, but I'm telling you the direction to go to heal. So stop listening to your brain. Come on, listen to what I'm saying. I got the formula on this. I know how to do it. Okay. All right. Last thing that we always talk about every time we get together. I need you to stop asking all those damn questions. You feel me? Can you feel me on that? I need you to stop. Okay. Let me tell you how this works. You are traumatized, right? Your brain starts to think of every question in the book because your brain on trauma wants to find out as much information as it possibly can about the thing that hurt you. So your brain is sitting there, let me ask this question. Oh, if I ask this question, I'll be able to heal. Oh, I can let it go if I have the actual answer to this question. Okay, the problem with that is, number one, how will you know you got the right answer? You don't, right? You ask him the same questions over and over and over again because you are expecting a different answer. You don't believe what he is saying. You want to fill in extra blanks. So you're not going to believe him anyway. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever what he says because you're not going to believe him. Not in the state that you're in. Okay? And then it does not help you to heal. If you did ask all those questions, if you believed every word he said, those questions are designed to cause you pain and to make you remember this person hurt you. Look, this is what they did to you. Don't ever let them in again because this is the answer to the question. If they did this and you believe that they did this, then they're just a horrible person. They never really loved you at all. That is what your brain is telling you when you do ask the questions, and God forbid you actually say, okay, I'm going to believe you this time. Your brain is going to use that as ammunition against both of you to stay away from him and not to understand him at all anymore, not trying to bridge that gap, not trying to get any closer, not trying to rebuild, not trying to heal, not trying to trust again. It is going to tell you that that's insanity and you should not do it, and you will be stuck. Okay? I am here to tell you, if your brain keeps telling you, gotta ask this question. Oh, you need to ask this question. We can heal if we get this answer and it's the right answer. You need to tell your brain to shut up. Okay? It is lying to you. It is gaslighting you. Do not listen. Okay? I understand the whole full disclosure thing. I don't think that works either. Okay? Again, you're not going to believe him. And if you do, it's all painful. Okay? I don't think that that's a good thing either way. But I am saying I know that your brain wants to ask these questions, but you've got to start fighting that. When you are like, how was your day at work? Your brain automatically is like, let me ask 6 more questions to get back around to you cheating. That is what it's doing. It does not care how his day was at work. It does not care at all. It was just trying to ask a question to make you ask another question, to make you ask the next question that gets back around to the cheating. That's all your brain is focused on. So instead of asking a question this week, try very hard to just make a statement. If you change the form of the sentence around and make it into a statement instead of a question, you'll be able to figure out what your actual intention with the question is. How was your day at work? Okay, well, what were you doing at work is what I want to know. Okay, so what I'm saying is I suspect that you were doing something that you were not supposed to be doing at work, and I want to see what you say about it. That's where that leads, okay? So we've got to be aware of that in our heads and try and switch it around, make it a statement inside your head, and see if you're actually digging for more information about the cheating and not actually asking a genuine connection building question, okay? If you want to build connection, I get that. I understand that this has been a thing that ruined some of your connection, so I got a cure for that, all right? Try these out. It's the NTHEAND from the good people at the Skin Deep. Excellent game. It's 199 questions, and that's the Healing Edition deck. You can find it on Amazon. It's like $30. Just put in the and in the search on Amazon. You'll go right to their store and get yourself a deck. Okay. Now you do not need a whole bunch of these questions. 2 to 3 questions is good. Okay. It's a whole conversation. 2 to 3 questions. All right. So instead of asking the questions that are going on in your brain, try some of these instead to see if maybe you can soothe the itch to ask a question without it being detrimental to how you're feeling and your healing. Okay. So first one says, what skill or talent of mine do you envy the most and why? Wouldn't you like to know what skill you have? He was like, damn, I wish I could do that. Isn't that a better question than what hotel did you have sex in? Isn't that a better question? Wouldn't that build some connection between you in a better way than what were you doing at work today? Wouldn't that help better? Trying to tell you, it's much better. What skill or talent of mine do you envy the most and why? All right. Next one's going to be, what do you think you'd be doing right now if we had never met. My husband said he would have been probably killed in jail, is what he said to me the other day. Like, dude, you wouldn't have got it together. He was like, no, if I hadn't met you, yeah, I'd probably be dead in jail because I'd be talking shit in jail. Somebody would be mad. I was like, dude, that's a very bleak future. I'm glad I found you. He was like, I'm glad you found me too. All right, but what do you think you'd be doing right now if we had never met? I'd probably be on my like second divorce at this point. I never intended to be married like forever. I thought maybe I'd get married and get divorced, that maybe I'd have a kid or two with them, and maybe another kid with somebody else. I was like, I never really thought that I'd be married and happy. Like actually not wanting to like kill myself because I hate being with my husband. I never thought that I would actually have that kind of life, and I do now. So if I wasn't with him, I'd probably be in the midst of my second divorce right now. I'm about to turn 44, so yeah, I'd probably be in the midst of the second divorce at this point. Oh, glad I didn't do that. And the last one, if you had more time, where would you spend it? Isn't that an excellent question? Wouldn't you like to know that? And don't make it be about you either. Don't do that. If you ask this question, if you had more time, where would you spend it? Pay attention to that answer, okay? If there's something that's important going on with him and he's like, I don't have time to do this thing, but I would love to have some time to do this thing, make that be a thing. Push him out there and give him the time to do it. Make him go do the thing that he would spend his time on if he had the time available. It's a very loving thing to do, and you are going to want to go do the thing that you would want to do, spend your time the way you want to spend it, so encourage him to do the same thing, right? I think so. All right. Yes, yep. I know that's right. Lori's with me. Lori knows. Lori has been doing the things. She has been consistent with it. It changed things, right, Lori? When you started doing the things, it changed how her husband was acting. It's not just about you healing, but that's the first thing. That's the first and foremost thing. It's about you healing. It's about you feeling better. It's about you not suffering anymore from this thing that has happened to you. But when you start to behave different, when you start to change things, you naturally make it so that other people have to change too. You can't be doing something completely different and they are still in their same old cycle. And because they're looking at you like, what? And you're like, they're like, I don't understand what you're doing. I don't understand why you're in the same cycle. I changed my part. You will start to make changes on other people when you start to work on your own issues. When you start to heal, you start to heal the whole relationship. When you start to put down the pain, you put down the pain for the whole relationship. You start to show what you want your life to be like. You show the universe what you want your life to be like, and then it starts to align. That's what it does. I guarantee you, I promise you, if you just start. And so many people are scared of starting. I had somebody that told me they were scared of starting today. So many people are scared of starting. You feel like you're going to forget about it. You feel like, oh, I will be unaware if this ever happens again. I won't know that he's going to do this to me. But the fact is, you will have survived. You will have gotten back your feet underneath you. You will be feeling better emotionally and mentally. So if this happens again, you can handle it. You handled it this time. You could handle it again if it so happened. But we're not going to think the worst of our lives, right? We're going to assume the best things are going to happen. This painful part happened. Okay, it has happened. Now let's move on to the next part. Okay, we got to move on to the next part of the story. Because you get happily ever after, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of magic to be had in these here parts. And so there's going to be another adventure after this. You know that, right? You know that once you heal from this, there will be some more shit for you to have to deal with. You know that? Yes, that's exactly the way it goes. That's the way it's supposed to go. You were supposed to live this entire lifetime with each other, doing all the things, surviving, struggling, growing, changing. You're supposed to be doing that. All right. All right, so y'all. Next thing, I got to remind you at this point, come on, sign up for the Trust Issues Challenge. It is in my bio on Instagram, it is in the pinned post, and at the top, it's all over the page on my Facebook group. Go sign up for the Trust Issues Challenge. If you have been struggling with the trust, if you're like, I don't know how I could ever trust them again, I don't know how in the world I am supposed to open myself up and even believe in this person again. I'm going to give you a secret, okay? It's not about believing in them again. That's not what this trust thing is about. This trust thing is about believing in you again. This bad thing happened to you. And so your trauma screaming inside your head said that you're so stupid and you wouldn't know if this was going to happen to you again. And you are just going to suffer endlessly in this life. Okay. It will tell you that, but that's not true. You have learned a lot from this. You would recognize the pattern. If the pattern popped up again, you would see it. You are not stupid. You are not wrong for this. You are not wrong to want to love the person that you love, to work it out, to forgive them, to get past this. You're not wrong. There's nothing wrong with that at all. If it's your choice, you've got to just go ahead and sit with your choice. You've got to recognize the fact that this is the person that you are like, okay, I'm going to try out unconditional love on this person. This person is my person. I feel like I could maybe forgive them. I feel like we could move forward and have a good, healthy, happy relationship after this. It's trusting yourself to make that decision. That's where all of your trust is going to be based from. All right. It is not about trusting him at all. It's about you trusting yourself to do the things that will build up your trust muscles and allow you to trust him again. Okay. I am at the point I can trust mine pretty much. I don't trust anybody 100%. I think that's insanity. Okay. I don't do that. I don't want you to do it either. Don't trust anybody 100%, not even yourself. Okay. You have some healthy skepticism about everybody. Okay. But like 93%, I'll give him 93, 90, 92, 93. He pissed me off this past week, so he came down like a point or two. But 92, 93%, I trust him. If he walked out of this door right now, I don't believe that he'd be cheating. Matter of fact, he made me mad, and that wasn't even one of those things that came up. You know how if he makes you mad now, you automatically go back to the cheating. You're like, how dare you say anything? And you were such a cheater. I know, but I didn't do that. And I was like, hey, look how far I've come. I recognized it in the moment, so I remembered I wanted to tell you about it. But even then, even mad as hell at him, it still didn't go to, oh, he's probably cheating. It didn't even do that because I can trust this person. So, and I trust myself. All right. So more than I trust him, I trust me. So I believe that I would see if anything was going on, I would understand that it was going on and I would be able to handle it just like I have handled it before. Okay. And I believe that you can do the same thing. I believe in you. I do. Okay. Let's see. What was the other thing? Oh, going over the dreams formula. We had done all the way up to the A in the dreams formula last week. This week is the M in the dreams formula. Okay, so the D was for decide. You got to decide. Don't leave the decision up to him. Don't leave it up to your friends and family. You make the decision about what you want to do, what you want your life to look like going forward, and then you follow through with that decision. R is recognizing the fear speech. That is a scary thing to do. To make that decision is scary as hell. And so your brain is going to be scared. It's going to be shouting things at you. You're going to hear things from other people that are the same things that your brain is shouting. But that's just showing you that it's the way that trauma works in all of us. And so everything you're thinking, other people are thinking too. It means your brain is working exactly the way it's supposed to, but you don't have to unpack and live there. Okay, you don't have to unpack and live in the fear. That is not necessary. You can feel it, you can get through it. E is evaluating the why. Sick, sad, stupid. If they are ill in some way, mental, physical, hormonal, all sorts of things. If there's something wrong with your body, you don't make good decisions. I was a nurse for a very long time, and plenty of people come in sick, making terrible decisions about their family, about their friends, about their lives. Because you're sick, it changes your outlook, it changes your perspective. And so you think something that is terrible is a good idea. Okay. Sad is some kind of loss, grief of some kind. You are going to stay with this person their entire lives. You're going to be with them when they lose their parent. You're going to be with them when their friend dies. You are going to be with them through loss and grief. So if they've already experienced some loss and grief, and this was the way that they channeled that and tried to deal with that pain, you can maybe understand that, okay, you were grieving. All right. And grieving people do weird stuff. Grieving people do terrible stuff all the time. But it's from pain. It's from hurting. And stupid is all of the stupid things that men and women get taught about being in a relationship with one another. The bad things that you see. If his mom cheated on his dad, that he's like, I don't want to be that type of man. He gets cheated on. If his dad cheated on his mom, well, that's the type of man I gotta be because that's my dad. There's all sorts of things that we see as we grow up that affect us that are just stupid, that make us have a bad understanding about what we are supposed to be doing inside of a relationship. So if you know what his issues are, sick, sad, stupid, if it's all three, if it's 2 out of 3, if it's one, you know what is going on with him, you can have a little bit of compassion because anybody that was hurting had to have made this type of mistake. You don't make this type of mistake when you're feeling great about yourself. That's not how that works. You feel like crap about yourself, and then you do stupid things and make other people look at you like you're crap. Okay? That is how that goes. So if you can just dig down and have a little compassion for them. A was allowing the healing to happen. Now that's all about letting the wall down. Remember I asked you last week, what's the wall look like? Is it stones? Is it a fence? Is it a big steel wall? What is the wall in between the two of you, and where can you make that wall weaker and start to bring it down? Wear your ring again. Have sex. Don't run away from the person. If you're triggered, don't run away from them. Sit with them. Sit in the trigger. Let them make you feel better with the trigger. Let them hug you. Let them hold you and try and deal with the trigger. There's all sorts of ways that you can allow this healing to happen. But the main thing is, if your brain is screaming, no, I don't want to do that, do it. Okay? If your brain is like, ew, I don't want to do that. He's dirty. He's disgusting. I can't believe you would think to do that. Automatically dismiss whatever it is that your brain is telling you, because again, it's just the trauma talking, and go do something that will get you closer so that it will shut up finally. Your brain will just hush. All right? Does that all make sense? Kendra, Chelsea, Lori, you all still here? Make sure if you're here now or you're on the replay, if you're here now, give me some likes like they did. If you are catching this replay, hashtag replay, let me know that you got here later. And if you got any questions, if you're catching the replay, put them in the comments. I'll answer them for you, okay? All right. So we got through the dreams formula all the way to the M. That's managing the future feelings. That is dealing with these triggers. Now, the triggers automatically get formed when you deal with the trauma. All right. It automatically happens. There's a whole bunch of connections in your brain that will remind you of something bad that happened. It's the same way PTSD works. That's why it's so close when people are having infidelity, PTSD. It is exactly the same thing that happened. You get hypervigilant, you start thinking terrible thoughts, you keep remembering what is going on. It's very, very similar. So you've got to have a plan. And not only do you have a plan, you've got to know what your body feels like when it's fine and what your body feels like when it is tripping out, okay? Remember I told you earlier that this is something that happened to you. It's a trauma and it is a bodily thing. If you can figure out where in your body this trauma bubbles up. Where do you feel it? Is it in your chest? Is it like a stone in your stomach and you feel nauseous? Does your stomach get upset? Do you feel like you got to pee? People do that. Your hands and your feet sweating. There's rushing in your ears, your vision getting darker on the side. It's called tunnel vision, narrowing down. It is all an effect of trauma on your body. It is how your body reacts when you've got a spurt of adrenaline because your body and your brain are remembering, oh, remember how hurt we were? Here's some adrenaline. Make sure that you go into fight or flight so that doesn't happen again. And it does that over and over again. So you've got to figure out where in your body you feel that feeling. That is where you start. If you can figure out where you feel that feeling, and then start to work on that. Start to do your deep breathing, do your journaling, get cuddled, listen to something that's relaxing, listening to or watching movies or shows that you've already seen before. Very comforting because you already know what's coming. It's nothing to anticipate. You're not on edge the whole time because you remember this thing. You know what I'm saying? You remember this? You know, you can go back and watch Clueless over again. And you'll be like, oh, okay, all right. That was a safe movie. I remember the things. All right. I remember what was going to happen. I know what happens next. I know what the feelings are going to be associated with this particular show. Listen to music that soothes you. Go dance. Go work off some of that adrenaline. Your body get a spurt of adrenaline. Matter of fact, you might even be able to taste it. Have you ever had that metallic taste in your mouth? Feels like you've been sucking on batteries. That is the taste of adrenaline in your bloodstream. You can actually taste it. It tastes like metal inside your mouth. So if you can recognize any of those physical things, and if you are in the Facebook group, all the physical stuff is in the pin posts at the top of the group. So you can go back and look at that. But if you feel it anywhere in your body, pay attention throughout the day to that particular part of your body. And when that part starts to feel uncomfortable, you have been triggered. You might not even know that you got triggered. You might not know what the hell it's about, but you will be able to tell because your body knows before your brain that you're triggered. So it will start to react before you can consciously think, oh, I'm triggered. This is what happened. You won't catch up to it if you try and do it that way. If you know when your body feels it, you'll be able to catch on a whole lot faster, calm it down a lot faster. Does that make sense? You got to have a plan for it. And if you can do that simple thing, just recognizing where you feel it inside your body and keeping an eye on that throughout the day. When you're doing your deep breathing five times a day, keep an eye on that feeling. And if that feeling is starting to grow, it's starting to be a monster, it's starting to choke you, it's starting to feel a little bad, you have been triggered. You might not know why, but you can do something about it in the moment before it gets to be a huge feeling instead of a little feeling inside you. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. All righty. Let's see. Anything else? You got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Oh, because I'm not gonna be here next week. I'm not gonna be here next week because my son is in the Wiz, and that is opening night. So I'm gonna be with my baby. He's playing one of the guards at the gate, but I'm gonna be there with my baby to watch the whole entire Wiz just to see him say his lines because that's my baby. And so I won't be here next week for the 24th, but I'll be back after that. The week after that is the 1st. And then that'll be the last live before we start the Trust Issues Challenge, which starts on the 5th. So I want you right now, go sign up for the Trust Issues Challenge. All right. Link up with me. You'll be getting emails from me. We'll be talking about it. You can tell me all about the stuff that is stressing you with the trust, and we're going to work on it. I am going to give you solutions, not just platitudes, not just old things to think about. Solutions. What can you do for this trust to be better? All right. I got lots and lots of suggestions. So come on, join me for the Trust Issues Challenge. Kendra, you're here. Glad you're here, girl. Hey. Yes, indeed. Did you sign up for the Trust Issues Challenge? Everybody sign up? Everybody that's here now, make sure that you sign up. If you haven't signed up, Instagram, go to my bio. Facebook, go to the top of the group, and it's in the banner at the top. You can see it several places. It's in just click on the banner at the top, and you can click on the link to sign up. All I need is your name and your email address. Now, when you do that, make sure that you go back and you say in the email, oh yes, I do want to receive these emails. It should come to your like spam or promotions box or whatever. Go check for an email from me, Love Coach Dasha, after you sign up. Go make sure, because what will happen is people will sign up for it and then you miss that email that's from me and it goes to like your spam or whatever, and then you don't realize when the challenge has started because it won't keep sending you the emails until you say, I am really opting in. I do want to get these emails. All right. So just make sure that you are going and following up when you sign up for the challenge. Kendra, you said you signed up. Good. I'm so glad. All right, Lori, I think it's done the challenge with me before. I think you've done Trust Issues Challenge with me before. Chelsea, you here too? Did you go sign up for the Trust Issues Challenge? Let me know. Anybody got any questions? Questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? Anything you want me to explain a little bit better? Anything that you're like, girl, you are crazy. I cannot believe you said that. Anything at all. I am here to answer you, okay? You go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and go on with the last little part. The last little part is to remind you to do your affirmations. Have you been doing your affirmations? I need you to jump on that. I need you to jump on that. When you are living with this trauma, remember how your brain says everything is terrible? It says the same thing about you. Okay? If you remember that your brain is just sitting here lying, saying that everything is awful, and do your affirmations, it won't tear your self-esteem all to pieces. But if you are just listening to those thoughts, never saying anything good about yourself, never challenging that, you are going to think that you're a horrible person. You're not going to have much faith in yourself and much faith in your relationship going forward, not much faith in anything good happening for you. So we've got to start doing our affirmations, got to start saying to ourselves, look yourself in the mirror or in the phone or whatever, look yourself in the eye and say the affirmation like you mean it. Say it like it is the most important thing you have ever said. Say it like this is your best friend and you need her to hear this message. You need her to know this thing about herself, to believe like you believe. You're just doing it for yourself. Okay, I need you to do that. I need you to jump on that. It is super important because your brain will keep on telling you you're awful. You're just a doormat. I can't believe that you let him back into your life. You're just stupid. That's a big one, right? Oh, I hear all the time. I just feel so stupid. You're not stupid for doing what you want to do. That is why you're here on this planet. Okay, that is the entire reason that you are here on this planet, is to do the things that you want to do, to experience the joy of this life. And yes, there will be some pain with that joy. Ain't nobody ever say you were going to get all joy, no pain. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. So you're not stupid at all. You are just living this life that you were put here to live. That's it. That's all you're doing. And if you have love that you feel is worth staying, you feel is worth working through this and being forgiving and understanding and healing and moving forward with this person, if you found a love like that, you found something that a lot of people are looking for. If you found a love that you're like, okay, yeah, I could do unconditional love with this person. Yeah, they could hurt me. Yeah, but I would rather be with them than without them. If you find that person, you found magic. Don't let anybody discourage you about that, and not even your own brain, okay? Don't let your brain beat up on you because you found a good thing in your life. Because, okay, yes, something bad did happen, but again, nobody promised it was going to be all good. Nobody said that. Nobody was like, oh no, once you find the person you love, there will be smooth sailing. Nobody said that shit. Nobody said that at all. Okay, so we've got to accept that sometimes bad things are going to happen, but that doesn't mean we got to change our entire life plan behind the bad thing that happened. That's insanity. Why should we do that? We shouldn't have to do that. That's crazy. Okay? So your affirmation for today, your affirmation today is, today I am kind. Today I will make this day count. I will do something kind for someone. And let me just say, you will do things that are mean when you are in the throes of this trauma, because it is fight or flight instinct, you are completely out for self. You don't care about anybody else. You don't give a damn about anybody else when that fight or flight instinct comes to the surface. So if you are intentionally working on being kind, you are actively fighting against the trauma. That is what you are doing. So it's not even that hard. You want to be kind to this person. You love this person. Treat them kindly. Be the kind person that you are. You will be well on your way to healing. Okay? Kendra, you said I've had some people tell me I'm just too codependent. Oh, good Lord. And they're therapists, right? They got degrees in this. They would know that you are being codependent. I'm trying to tell you, everybody that says stuff like that to you, everybody's like, no, it'll never work. You're being codependent. You're being a doormat. He's just going to walk all over you. These people have stayed. Okay, they are the people. They have stayed. They know what you're thinking. That's why all of the words out of their mouth are like stuff that you've been hearing inside your own head. They have stayed. They tried and they weren't able to do it. They wanted to stay with the person. They wanted to work it out. They wanted to forgive, but their trauma was too strong and they listened to the trauma instead of actually working on the healing. And so their experience is, it can't be done. You're stupid for trying. You're naive for even thinking that this could be a thing. You're just too dependent on him. You just want to be too connected to him and you're just weak. And I got downright insulted with that, okay? Because first of all, I ain't weak. All right. I do what I want to do. Okay. You can't tell me I just got to kick my man to the curb, the person that I love, the person that I want to be with, because he did something stupid. And then if I don't do that, then I'm wrong. No, I get to make this decision. This thing happened to me, so I'm the one who gets to say. And I'm not stupid for any decision that I make in this point. If I'm feeling like I can forgive, like I want to love this person continuously, and I want to get past this, there's nothing wrong with me saying that. There is nothing wrong with me feeling that. There is nothing wrong with you saying, okay, I can't handle it. I can't deal with it. I don't want to be with this person. This is not that person for me. I'm not willing to forgive this person. A lot of the time, that's all it is. It's about the person. It is about the person a lot of the time. So if this is the person for you, if they're your lobster, if they're your one, and you want to work it out, don't let the haters come into your head and tell you how terrible you are for wanting that. All right. They don't got to live your life. They don't have to live your life. And so if they did, okay, maybe they can say something, but they don't have to participate. If they don't like it, step the hell off. Get out of my way. If you are not a help, you are a hindrance. And if you're a hindrance, get out of my way. Because I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you that I'm not weak. I am perfectly sensible. I know exactly what I want. I'm going to have exactly what I want. I don't care if I got hurt. I don't care about that. I'm going to still get what I want in this life. And once you start standing up like that, these people fade off. They stop saying, oh, you're codependent. You start showing up as the queen you are. You start showing up with your crown straight, with your attitude together, not crying and boo-hooing over him, not stressing about what he has done, not talking to them and telling them terrible things about your mate. You're like, no, we're all right. We are fine. We are going to be just fine. You know, it's a little bumpy road. You know about what's going on, but he's my baby. I love him. He loves me. We're going to get through it. That's what you got to do. And you got to say it with conviction. And you can't say it with conviction if you're not feeling that. So I want you to make your decision. And then anytime somebody comes up to you with that, you let them know, hey, you can't change my mind. You can't run my life. I am not going to allow you to step in and experience this for me. I am the one who is dealing with this. Don't you worry about me. I got me. You go ahead and handle your business. It was a real TikTok. It was like, okay, if I am minding my business and you are minding my business, then who is minding your business? All right, that is what I need you to tell people. Stop minding my business. Don't worry about me. I am safe. I am fine. I am doing what I want to do. I am making the life that I want to make. Don't you concern yourself with me. I'm not scared. You shouldn't be for me. All right. When you stand up like that and you repeat that over and over again, and that's what you need to do. That's the S of the dreams formula. So since I'm not going to be here next week, that's the S, is finding support who will walk you through all those other steps, who will remind you that this decision is all yours, who will remind you when you're scared that yes, scary things are scary, but you are brave. To remind you, yeah, he was hurting. He was an idiot because he was in pain. And that's the only reason that this happened. Reminding you, put down the wall, get close to him, snuggle up with him. When was the last time y'all had sex? What are you doing? To remind you of that and to help you through the triggers, that to know when you are starting to get a little worked up and be able to pull you back off of the ledge. That is what I do. Okay. That is what I do. And if you want to work with me, if you need somebody to walk you through it, I've given you the steps, but it's really difficult in the moment with the feelings to remember the steps and to not do what the fear and the pain are telling you. If you work with me, if you do my tech support program, which is $397 for 2 full months, you'll have me in your back pocket. I'll be able to text with you, be able to say, okay, yeah, I understand you're on the ledge right now, but let's take a step back. Let's think about this. Let's consider this. Remember what you said that you wanted? Is this in alignment with that? You'll have somebody to keep you on the track. If you want to work with me one-to-one, having meetings with me every week, in my No Other Woman one-to-one coaching is open right now, $555 per month for 3 months. It has to be at least 3 months. Although you can go further than that. You can definitely go further than just 3 months. But 3 months in a row, I will be working with you. We will meet every week. We will get through it. I'll be right there with you. You can call me. You can text me all the time. I'm there for you. And then, of course, my Trust Issues Challenge. Come on and join the challenge. That's free $99. You can come on, get in on the challenge, and start to work on the trust. And then you can decide if you want to work with me after that. My After Infidelity Mastermind will be open after that. It's group coaching, a little cheaper. You'll be able to make a decision if you want to work with me as a coach. For it is how long is After Infidelity Mastermind? 60 days. So you'll be able to work with me. It'll be like 8 meetings that we are going to go through. You're going to be able to talk with me. We're going to be able to break things down. You'll have other women there who are going through the exact same thing you are going through, so you don't feel like an idiot. You know for sure other women are doing this, all right? So lots and lots of ways to work with me, lots and lots of ways to get support. If people are giving you a hard time, let them know, okay, well, look, you are not giving me the respect that I need about my decision, about my life, so I'm not going to talk to you about this relationship anymore. If I mess up, then I'm sorry. I will take it back. And I don't need you saying anything negative about my relationship. If you want to say something positive, feel free. But I will not be talking to you about this relationship because you keep saying something negative and that's bringing me down. And I thought you were my friend. I thought you were my people. I thought you were supposed to be here to support me, but you're not being supportive. So I'm not going to talk to you about that. That is a boundary. Again, boundaries ain't what you tell people to do. It's what you do about it if they cross that line. So if you're telling them, hey, I don't want you to say anything else negative about my relationship, and they come back and they go running their mouths about you and the relationship, how terrible you are, and how terrible the relationship is, how terrible your man is, how bad your judgment is, if they start going off like that, you let them know, hey, look, I told you what the boundary was. You're talking about my relationship again. We will not be talking about that anymore. And if you continue on insisting, I won't be talking to you at all anymore because I don't deserve that. I don't deserve for you to be kicking me while I'm down, while I'm trying to do something that's very, very difficult right now. I don't deserve that. And if you're not cool enough with me, you're not enough of a friend to me to say, I love you and I believe in your decisions. And if you are trying to do this, I'm here. I got your back. If you're not trying to say that, fuck off. All the way off. Okay, all the way off. There is no need for you to keep being in my life if you're not going to be of assistance to me when I'm having a really difficult time and you know I'm having a difficult time. You want to come and say something negative to me, that's how you feel about me? That's what I'm looking at, all right? That makes sense to everybody? So if you need some support, message me. Just go ahead and message me on Instagram or on Facebook. Let me know if there's something that I can help you with. If you want to work with me, I got you. Okay. We can sit here and figure out what it is you need, and I can get you what you need, and you can get to a better place now, not time healing wounds, not 2, 3 years from now. That's insanity. We shouldn't have to hurt that long. By the end of this year, you should be in a completely different place. You should be healing, actively feeling like, oh, I'm feeling better. Things are much, much better for me now. You should be actively healing by then. If you are not, you're just going to keep on suffering and doing the same things, and you're going to suffer more. And I don't want you to suffer anymore. You have suffered quite a damn enough. Okay. I feel like it is time for you to get out of the suffering, and I am here to help you get out of the suffering. Does that make sense? I hope you reach out to me because I want you to work with me. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, you're going to get some results. You're going to feel better. You're going to think about things in a different way. And that is the key to challenging this trauma. If you can start making your brain work in a different way than it's working right now, you'll be healed. Okay. Kendra said, messenger, y'all. She definitely helps me when I'm spiraling. I feel so light after she talks some sense into me. Thank you, girl. Thank you. This is what I'm trying to tell people. I'm pretty good at this. I've been doing this for like a decade now. Laser focus on just helping you heal after infidelity. All of the things that you could be dealing with, I can help you deal with them. I can help you feel lighter. I can help you feel like it's not so heavy. You're not going to keep on spiraling out. I will bring you back. Okay. I'll pull you down off the ledge and make you come inside with me. Okay. Just message me. I promise you, after you talk with me, you're going to feel better. All right. Kendra said you're going to feel better. Lori would say, if she was still here, I don't think Lori's here, but Lori would say that I'm going to make you feel better. All right. So if you just go ahead and go for it, don't wait. Don't wait any longer. Text me, message me now, and get in my books so that I can help you actually heal from this. Okay. All right, we got our affirmations. We got all the things. We put it all down. I want to remind you, do your deep breathing, do your journaling, practice gratitude, do not ask all of those questions, and do your affirmations. And more than anything, don't listen to what the pain and the fear are telling you. If it's screaming in your head to do something, it's the last thing you should do. Don't do it. I promise you, you will be on the right path if you don't do what the fear and the pain are telling you in the moment. Okay. All right. So other than that, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I'm so glad when I get to talk to all of you. I want you to heal. I want you to feel better. And I love you. And I am so, so proud of you. Okay. So, mwah. Thank you for joining me, and I will be back again, not next week, but the week after that, the first. Gotta go see my baby in the woods, okay? All right, y'all. That's about it for now. I will see you on the 1st of May for the Healing Hour Live, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? Bye, y'all. Bye, Instagram. And bye over here on Facebook and YouTube.